Hello, everyone. It's morning here in the San Francisco Bay Area, so good morning or good evening or good afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world. I'm Mark Cook. I'm the CEO of Shiny Shoe. We are the developers of Monster Train, the creators, working with our good partners at Good Shepherd Entertainment. And welcome to the stream. Today, we are going to be playing the public beta. We're going to make a custom challenge, so I'll show how that kind of process works, where you can choose what clans you want to play, what mutators you want to use, and so on. And then I'll invite anybody who's watching who wants to play live can come and play that challenge at the same time with me, and we can see how we all do on the leaderboard. But before we move over to that, there were a couple of questions that I wanted to answer that I had in my official list of questions I've got over here on my other monitor before we get started. So I'm going to jump into those. They're all about Monster Train and game development. So let's get rolling. So the first question is, how did you choose the theme of Monster Train? How did we as Shiny Shoe choose that theme? Because the theme's kind of crazy, right? You're in hell. You're fighting against heaven, you're on a humongous train, and you're trying to move it from point A to point B to the center of hell. And so to answer that question, I'll give you a little bit of backstory about the development of Monster Train. So we started the game, I want to say like around September 2018, something like that. And it was originally in a castle. And that castle used some free art we found online. I mean, as game developers, when we're trying out a new concept, we call it prototyping. And when we're prototyping, we are often just trying to see if the game concept seems fun. And the game was actually completely different back then in the fact that it was played in real time. So we were testing the concept of like, can we make a real-time card game like this? So instead of being turn-based, with, you know, the equivalent of mana, it's called Ember in Monster Train, the fights would just play out in real time. I mean, it was crazy. It was very different. And we ultimately decided that we didn't really like that. But we also ultimately decided that we didn't like it being in a castle. Right from the start, though, you were playing as the monsters, and you were trying to protect you were protecting gold, actually, instead of the pyre, which is like the source of your hell energy in Monster Train in the game as it is today. You were like trying to protect your treasure at the top of your castle. But we thought that was kind of boring. Like when we decided, like, okay, we think the game concept of this is cool, and we want to move forward with it. At that point, we're like, okay, we want to kind of come up with like a different world for this that feels unique. And feels like really kind of special and different. So we started brainstorming, like what we do as a team. Like we're a very collaborative and open team. So we just had an open brainstorm amongst the developers on the team. And we were like, what would be interesting? And maybe like 100 or 1,000 ideas were thrown out about all kinds of crazy settings and concepts that we could potentially pursue for Monster Train. And what we do when we like are faced with a list like that, we start to narrow it down. I mean, many of them were fantasy based, so that's like another contextual kind of piece of information. There's like a lot of fantasy fans. There's a lot of us have played awesome card games like Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone, and like we like fantasy worlds. But we also wanted to do something unique and different. So somebody at some point suggested, what if it was on a train? And that was like one of the more out there ideas. It's crazy, right? Or like on something moving. And it had appeal. It appealed to me, certainly, and you know, as one of the people who was ultimately involved in making the decision to move forward with this. But it was like, yeah, it was weird. It's weird, right? Like, I mean, heaven and hell is like a cool theme that I personally really like, and gets used in some games, but not a ton. But the kind of like, let's put it on a train was like really weird and unique. So that's what really appealed to me about it. And then Brendan, the person on the development team who comes up with all our kind of lore and stories, started to kind of conceptualize like what could this world be about and so on. And it started to sound kind of really interesting and appealing to me to kind of like create a lore for the game that's surrounded by this like crazy hell train world. So yeah, so we went for it. So yeah, that's kind of like how we came up with the kind of setting for Monster Train, the theme for it. All right, Arfi asks, follow up to that question, was it system first or theme first? Definitely system first. So yeah, we started with like just some asset pack that anybody could download for free off the internet that had a bunch of sprites for little monsters and heroes and so on. So yeah, we definitely experimented with gameplay and iterated on that for, I want to say, like 6 to 8 weeks or something before we decided to move forward with this theme. All right. Looks like Gordy266 has a question. I'll get to that after we go through these other ones. All right. Next question. What is your favorite clan in the game and why? So my personal favorite clan is not yet available in the public beta. It's one of the 3 clans that's locked. It's called the Umbra. We have not shown it on stream, but I can describe it briefly. So the kind of core gameplay mechanic that is special about the Umbra is there's these little morsel guys. They're like a clan of like miners, I think is kind of like lore. They're like mining hell to get resources. And so these little tiny, somewhat even cute, you might say, morsel guys that mine crystals and other resources in one of the rings of hell. And what's special about these little guys is you can eat them. So there are other monsters, you know, it's a little bit like monster cannibalism, but other monsters can eat them. And when other monsters eat them, it powers them up in various ways. And there's a bunch of these little morsel characters that do different things based, you know, when they're eaten, essentially. And there's a bunch of gameplay mechanics about eating them. So I think it's a really cool clan. And it combos in really interesting ways with the other clans. So, you know, please look forward to playing that once we're able to release some more information about it. All right. Thunder Show 55 asks, how did the 2 revealed clans come to be? The Hellhorned and the Awoken. How did they come to be? Well, if you're asking a lore question about like how they were created in hell, I'm probably the wrong person to answer that. I wonder if somebody from our team is on Discord who could answer that better than me, or in chat here on Twitch or on Steam, wherever you're watching. Yeah, so I can't answer that. In terms of gameplay mechanics, I can answer that. So in terms of like systems, when we were trying to figure out what 5 clans could do that were different and had relationships where they could interact with each other in interesting ways, again, it kind of went back to like, let's brainstorm a bunch of different mechanics. Like, what are things that could happen within the constraints of our world? So we've got this multi-level terrain, right? Positioning of your units in both the floors, as well, which floor they're in, as well as in what order they're in the floor, is something that matters for our game. There's statistics like attack and health and so on. So we try to like come up with many, many, many different gameplay mechanic ideas, and then look for like related themes, find those themes, and then try to put them together into a single kind of clan package, and then design a bunch of cards and characters and lore surrounding that. That would make them feel like they're kind of all connected. Now, the other thing about our clans for like their lore is they're also each from a different ring of hell. And you can see these rings on the map in Monster Train when you're kind of going through your run. You start in Limbo, and you're trying to get into the heart of hell. It's called the Frozen Heart in the game, and you're trying to restore the flames. So each one of the clans comes from a different ring in hell. And if you ask me which one does each come from, I forget which one the Hellhorn comes from, actually, so that's my bad. But the Awoken definitely come from the Wildwood Forest, which is, I think, the 2nd or 3rd ring of hell. So, yeah, that's all kind of like part of their story. And so there's only going to be 5 clans in Monster Train when it launches. There's 9 rings of hell, so theoretically, you know, possibly other clans could be coming in the future, but we have absolutely nothing to announce about that at this time. The game's going to launch with 5 clans, but yeah, that's kind of like how clans are related to the kind of places in hell and the lore of our vision of hell, basically. All right, 2 more bigger questions. What is my personal favorite video game of all time, and what do I like most about it? When I saw this question, I had to spend some time thinking about that because I'm 38 years old now, and I've played a metric crapload of video games in my life, so I thought hard about that. I think for me, it's probably Doom 2, which came out in either 1993 or 1994, possibly before some people who were watching this were born. And the reason why I loved it so much, it's a first-person shooter, so it's not a turn-based strategy game, although, of course, I love them, and I love what we're doing with Monster Train. And I was playing Magic at the same time, too. But Doom 2 had the biggest kind of impact for me personally because it was so social at that time. You know, I was playing with friends. We were doing LAN parties. You know, this old thing that most people don't do these days where you bring a PC to somebody else's house and try to network them all together on a local network. We used to do that all the time, my friends and I. And it was just super fun and very competitive, and I got really good at it. So for those reasons, that is my favorite video game of all time. All right, and what led me to be a video game developer? Really lifelong interest. You know, I grew up probably like most people watching the stream playing video games. I think I got a Nintendo Entertainment System when I was like 5 or something like that, which my mom told me was like the best decision she ever made, because when I woke up in the morning, I stopped waking her up on the weekends and started going to play Nintendo. It turned out okay, you know. I'm a parent now. I worry about, like, am I letting my kids play too many video games? You know, well, maybe it's okay. Maybe they'll turn out to be game developers like me. So yeah, I mean, since I was a kid, I love video games, and I was lucky that I had a friend whose dad was a programmer, and he worked on business applications. But he showed me and my friend, his son, and a couple of us, like, how to do some basic programming in the language called BASIC. This was in the DOS days. And so we could make like little animations, and he taught us a few things. And I really appreciate him for doing that, because that like just kind of kickstarted, like the thought process that like, oh, we can make stuff. We can make stuff too. Like, we didn't realize that, and then it kind of just opened our eyes. So from that point forward, a bunch of my friends and I just like tried to make games in elementary school and later high school, and we were terrible at it. We couldn't make anything, like made all kinds of typical newbie mistakes, like, let's make an MMORPG. Like, you know, the concept of that didn't quite exist, but like some similar concept where it's like, it's almost impossible. Like, no newbie is ever going to succeed at that goal. And so, you know, we fell on our face a million times, but it had created that lifelong interest that then led me to I went to a university, studied computer science, started working in the game industry as a programmer, and so on. And, you know, there's many sub-stories to this. I'm very lucky. I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, where there's a lot of opportunities for game developers, especially back then. You know, I think the industry is much more global now than it was in the past, I'd say, in terms of many hubs of game development activity in many cities around the world in different countries. That was, I think, less true in the early and mid-90s. Anywho, yeah, so that's how I got my start. I see there's some more questions over here, though. I'll jump back over. Okay, now let's get to Gordy266's question. When there is this is a specific mechanics question for Monster Train. When there is permadeath in play and you apply endless to a unit, will that counter the permadeath? I think the answer is yes. I'm not sure, though, so I'd have to try it. Maybe we could try it. If we make a custom challenge that has permadeath, we could find out, probably. However, I will say, with any question like this, like, our philosophy as the development team is we want to do what feels most intuitive. So if you find some mechanic, if you're playing the public beta, which I encourage you to do if you're not already and you're watching this, you can get a key either via our website, www.themonstertrain.com, or via our Discord, which is at discord.gg/monstertrain. There's a way, you'll figure it out once you get in there. There's a way to get a Steam key. Anyway, our philosophy is if there's any mechanic you feel like doesn't work right, just tell us. We want everything to feel intuitive. So I feel like intuitively, endless should win above permadeath. So that's what I think it probably does right now, because, you know, we've spent months trying to fix all of these intuitiveness issues, either by like changing how the mechanics work or updating the text to kind of make it clearer. So that's my guess. All right, next question from ZKaz. The multiplayer aspects of this game are fun. Are there other multiplayer or co-op game modes in the pipes? So there are kind of 3 multiplayer modes in Monster Train that have different characteristics. I'll just mention what they are for anybody who's not familiar briefly. We've got Hell Rush, which is a kind of synchronous, it's like a hybrid between synchronous and asynchronous modes. You must play it with other people at the same time. So there has to be at least one other person online with you at the same time, playing the same run at the same time. And it's a timed mode where there are like timers and segments. As you go through each ring of hell, you only have a certain amount of time to move forward. And whomever wins with the most points, or if everybody dies, whoever ends with the most points is the winner of the Hell Rush. And so it supports between 2 and 8 players. The time pressure makes it feel very different and kind of unique. The game's totally deterministic, or at least it should be if there's no bugs, which means all decisions should be the same for all players. So even though it's not like directly head-to-head, like Magic the Gathering, you are like all playing the same run at the same times, and you're all under the same kind of like timer constraints. So it is a test of your skill against other people simultaneously. Then we've got 2 asynchronous modes. There's the daily challenge, which is a typical roguelite kind of daily challenge. It's regenerated every 24 hours. There's different rules that change every day. There's a leaderboard. And then there's custom challenge, which is what we're going to do today, where you can define whatever type of challenge you want. You have all the same tools that are available from the daily challenge. And then we allow you to share that out to anybody who you want to play with. You can keep it private. Like it generates kind of what we call a share code, which I'll show you in a few minutes, that you can share with your friends. So if you want to keep it kind of private, you can just give it to your friends. Or you can share it with the world, and anybody can play those. And even though the daily challenge and custom challenges are essentially asynchronous, you can still see if there's other people playing simultaneously. You can see where other people died. So, you know, a little bit like Dark Souls, you can see where the deaths are in the world, in the Rings of Hell. So we're trying to make it feel social and kind of connected, even though those modes aren't like directly simultaneously head-to-head. All right, all that's it. So those are the existing multiplayer modes. Are there any more coming before launch? The answer to that is no. I mean, we would love to do more. We're just like, right now we're totally focused on fixing as many bugs as we can, polishing the game as best we can, improving all of those intuitiveness types of issues or questions. We're also working on making sure we have great localization for all of our target languages that we're intending to launch the game in. So yeah, as of right now, there are no plans for any additional multiplayer modes. I know a co-op mode has been proposed multiple times. I personally, like, we haven't sat down and really thought about like what that would mean or how that would work. I think it's interesting. So I'd be curious to try to come up with a cool kind of version of what does it mean to do co-op Monster Train. But we are not planning to do that in the short time that we have between now and launch. So hopefully in the future, post-launch. All right. Jaded Jordy asks, will you plan expansion packs to either add more cards or other clans? I have nothing to announce at this time. Personally, I would love to, but I have nothing official to announce at this time. Maybe a quest to unlock them, etc. He's got a bunch of ideas that look cool. Would love to do it, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. All right, okay, it looks like I got through all the questions that I see, at least in my little document here. So let's switch over to the game. Here's Monster Train. Let me turn the audio back on. This is the public beta, again, so that's what we're going to be playing today. If you want to join me and you're not in the public beta, please get on our Discord or on our website, and you can get a key now. And like I said, we're going to do a custom challenge today. So we're going to go to multiplayer. Here's the 3 modes that I described earlier. And this time we're going to choose custom challenge. Design your own challenge and share it online. So let's jump in. The first screen that you see is there's a way in the game to enter a share code. A share code is just like an identifier for the challenge. You can also see any recent challenges that you've played. I cleared out my save data before the stream, so I don't have any. And there's a button to create one. So let's create one. All right. So on this screen, you make some choices about how you want your challenge to be set up. So you choose between the monster clans. So in the public beta, there's only 2 clans. So we choose who we want our primary clan to be. If you've played the game, you know that your primary clan determines who your champion is. And we can choose between either the Hellhorn or the Awoken. And then you choose your allied clan. There's only really 2 combinations here in the public beta. We're either primary Hellhorn and allied Awoken or vice versa. But in the full game, with all 5 clans, there's 20 different permutations. There's 20 different combinations of primary and allied clan. And then you can choose between 1 and 3 mutators. And mutators are, or excuse me, 0. You can have 0 as well. 0 and 3 mutators. Mutators are these like rule-changing, kind of wacky things that can affect the gameplay in ways that the normal game doesn't allow for in single player. So just as an example, here's a really crazy one called Musical Chairs. Shuffle the position of all units in the train after combat. So all the units move around every time combat ends, which makes it harder to plan for a variety of situations, or it forces you to think further in advance, which is can be interesting. So maybe we'll try that one. Then you can choose what Covenant rank you want. So the Covenant is, there's a bunch of lore behind what it is. It's like a pact between the clans and Hell, but it's also kind of what we use to represent ever-increasing challenge. In the full game, there's 25 Covenant ranks, so to fully master the game, you need to win the game with all clans on Covenant level 25. But in the public beta, there's only Covenant 0 and 1. I think that Covenant makes the game more interesting, so we'll definitely leave it as 1. And then you can make a custom challenge a Hell Rush. That's the last option. So if you wanted to do a private Hell Rush, like from the main menu, does kind of random matchmaking globally against anybody in the world. But if you wanted to make a private Hell Rush for just you and your friends, you could do it here. All right. Zkaz asks, the primary allied clan choice only changes the starting champion. That's the difference between, like, when there's only 2 options, that's really the difference between primary and allied. But no, it affects more things as well that I didn't say. So it also affects the starting cards, depending on which clans you're playing. It affects some things during the run in terms of what types of artifacts and cards you're able to draw or to add to your deck. So Monster Train is a deck-building roguelite. I didn't go over that yet again on this stream, but, you know, it's run-based. You're building a deck. You can add cards. You can remove cards. There's things that give you passive benefits called artifacts. So the clans also affect that. The choice of champion is really important because in a run, you can upgrade your champion in a variety of ways at a place called the Dark Forge. And the champion upgrades are completely unique in every clan for each champion. So it's like a special unit. So it really does make a big difference, even just swapping Hellhorned and the Awoken as your primary allied. It affects how you play the run substantially. All right, and then the last button here before we can submit challenge, this one's interesting. This is a randomizer. So this uses the same algorithm that the daily challenge does. So if you're just like, I'm too lazy to make these decisions, or you just don't want to, or you just want to play something random, you can just hit that button. So, all right, I hit the button. Let's see what it gave me. Primary Hellhorned, Allied Awoken, the mutators it chose, and it tries to be somewhat smart about the mutator choices to not make them completely imbalanced. So it tries to pick some that are like helpful to you and tries to pick some that are not helpful to you. There's some like hidden numbers behind the scenes that are trying to like make that a balanced experience, as balanced as it can be, so to speak, given how crazy some of these rules are. So it shows #blessed, gain a random artifact after every battle. That's really good for the player. You get a random passive benefit after each battle. Moth Magic, when a damage spell hits a unit, ascend it. This one's really crazy. It can backfire if you don't play things correctly, because it pushes units up the train when you may not expect it, but you can also use this in a really smart way too. So it's kind of, it's up to you to make use of it. And this one is just purely bad. Half gold earned tithe. So you just earn less gold. It just sucks for the player. It makes it harder, but, you know, it's balanced out because you get a free artifact after every battle. Okay, well, let's go with these clans, but I'm going to edit the mutators because I'm thinking I actually want to try musical chairs on this one. This one's really weird and kind of makes the game hard. So let's go with this. We'll go with the free. We'll go with #blessed. We'll do musical chairs instead of Moth Magic. And we'll keep Tithe. I mean, I don't like Tithe because I like to have gold to use. Maybe I'll take Tithe away. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something else. Let me see here. Small Hands is really punishing. Draw 2 fewer cards each turn. Let's not do that. I don't want to make it too easy here, so I definitely do want something that feels kind of balanced. I don't know. do junked up, maybe? These add, like, calcified ember. It tells you there in the tooltip. They're kind of junk cards that you want to get rid of, but you have to use 3 ember to get rid of them, but when you cast it, it gets rid of it permanently. Let's do that. All right, I'm going to go with junked up, musical chairs, and hashtag blessed. Submit the challenge, and it's going to create a share code. Are you ready? You can't edit later. Yes, I'm ready. Okay, and it creates a random name. So the name of this one is called Movie Fourth Enzyme. Okay, fantastic. The UI here tells us that it was made by me. That's my Steam username. Okay, have fun with that. There's some other buttons down here. We can see the leaderboard. Right now, nobody's played it yet, so there's no leaderboard. We can copy a deep link. This is an important thing. This is like just it looks like a URL almost, except it starts with monstertrain:// and what's cool about this is it makes it really easy to share. So I'm going to copy the deep link, and I'm going to post it in Discord right now. So we'll see if some people jump in. I'll just type in, this is the custom challenge I'm about to play. All right. And you can clone it. So let's say you found one that you thought was cool, but you wanted to have a different leaderboard just to play with your friends only. You can click clone, and it'll just make another copy of the same challenge. All right. So I'm going to hit start run. Let's go. Okay. So at the beginning of every run in Monster Train, you get to see some information to help with your long-term planning. So we can see that the final boss in this challenge is going to be Seraph the Chaste, who will cleanse us of our sinful ways. So he has the purifying emblem, means it will remove buff and debuff effects. So like Rage is a effect that the Hellhorn has that powers up their attack, but this version of the final boss can clear that, so we might want to avoid a Rage-based strategy. So the reason why we tell you this is so that you can try to craft your strategy surrounding what you know the final boss will be. Originally in the game we didn't tell you this, but we thought it was really cool to show you that, so we put it in. And with Covenant 1 or higher, you start with some random cards just to kind of mix up these challenges. So we started with 2 copies of Hornbreak. It's a direct damage spell that has piercing, which goes straight through shields, which is cool. We've got Vine Grasp. It also does direct damage. It doesn't cost any Ember to cast. This is the Ember number here. And it pulls a unit to the front, which can be helpful to kill like backline annoying enchanters and summoners and that kind of thing. And we got a card called Battering Ram, which deals damage to the front enemy unit equal to 5x the amount of armor on friendlies. So if we can build up a lot of armor on our creatures, our monsters in the train, and then cast this, this can do a huge amount of damage. It costs 3 Ember, so it's an expensive card, but it can be very powerful if you play your cards right and you get lucky. So let's see. And this is just a reminder of our mutators. Looks like we've got quite a few people who have joined us to play. I see 8 people here on the side, so thank you all for joining us. We've got Fugent, Calrel, Moon Voyage, Sam Custom, Avarim, who is the lead designer of the game on the dev team. Thanks for joining me, Avarim. Half Grin, and Rekhit Nox. And I'm sorry if I butchered the pronunciation of any of those names, but thank you all for joining us. One thing I'll show you that's just kind of fun here is there's emotes that you can use. I don't know how many people know this because it's not completely obvious, but you can highlight over these emotes. That's my favorite. There we go. Somebody else is doing it. Just to say how you're feeling. And we can see trains here on the map and what they're doing. So we've got a bunch of people who are already playing the first battle. somebody's angry there. We've got some people who are just waiting to move forward. Maybe they're thinking about their decisions. Maybe they're talking like me. Normally I don't play this slow, but, you know, gotta talk and say what's going on. And just as a reminder for anybody who is not familiar with what Monster Train is all about, we're trying to get to the bottom of hell. You can move the map down. It's all frozen over right now. We're trying to get to the frozen heart, trying to bring the pyre, this crystal. It's the source of our train's power. It's also the source of hell's power. We're trying to bring it to the center of hell to restore the flames. All right, so, we can see Fugent completed Battle 1 already, so we do these like notifications live. So even though we're not playing head-to-head, like I was saying, we're trying to make it feel kind of social and fun still. I'm the only one who hasn't started the first battle, so let's pick our artifact. Okay, Root Split Mask. Apply Rooted to enemy units when they enter the floor below the pyre room. This can be good if you have strong attackers in that room, because you can hold all the enemies in there for 2 rounds of combat instead of 1, so that's handy. Or Cleansing Water, 50% chance to remove all buff effects on an enemy unit when it enters your train, which can get rid of some really annoying effects on the enemies. I'm going to go for Cleansing Water. So everybody else who's playing this challenge should have gotten the exact same choice that I got. I don't know what they picked, so I'll be curious to see after, but that is something we can see after from the leaderboard. All right, now in the Dark Forge, we've got 2 upgrade choices. There are more than 2 per champion, per clan, but you only get 2 in each run to choose from at each Dark Forge. So one is a multi-strike rage-based kind of upgrade path. Like I said, our final boss is the cleanse version of Seraph, which can remove rage, so risky to take that. But multi-strike is nice. Or we can take this armor-based one, where the Hornbreaker Prince, who's our champion, starts with armor, gets more attack, and every time he kills somebody, he gets more armor. And that also combos with Battering Ram, which is nice. So I'm probably going to go for that. Let's go for an armor-based strategy. I also happen to know, just because I played the game a lot, that armor is not considered a buff. And buffs are represented in green. So we can see Rage is kind of a green tooltip and green icon, and armor is yellow. This is like something you just have to learn as you play the game, but armor is like an inherent kind of trait on your champion, so or on any unit that has it. So it is not cleared by Cleanse currently, or by any effect that removes a buff. Okay, so I'm finally going to go in. Oh, somebody died on level 1? That is horrifying. I hope that doesn't mean that level 1's super hard. Because this player UI can get in the way a little bit sometimes, we do have the ability to hide it. There's a key you can map to it, so we can open and close. So here, I'll give a little thumbs up again. I'm ready. All right, my question here is, do I want to take this trial? The trial is the Armor Emblem. Enemy units enter with Armor 6, and I'll get a unit if I take that. So trials give you more points, which is good. Let me think. Do I want to take a trial where they gain a bunch of armor? I do have Horn Break, which goes through armor, which is good. Yeah, I'll take it. I hope this doesn't backfire and I lose the run, because somebody did die on level 1. Alright. Okay, let's see. Alright, so this is that Calcified Ember. That was one of our mutators. We started with Junked Up. These are garbage cards that we want to get out of our deck. The only problem is they cost 3 Ember to cast. So essentially if I cast this turn, I can't do anything else other than play my champion, who costs 0. I think I'm going to do it, because I want to start getting some momentum of getting rid of this stuff. Somebody said in chat, take the trial. I did. Cool. King of Sword also says to do it. Let's see. 2 other questions. DJF1107. Is there a formula for how many of the randoms are primary and how many are allied? Yes. You get 2 commons from your primary clan, you get 2 commons from your allied clan. These are for the random cards at the start of the run. And you get 1, it's either an uncommon or a rare from your primary clan. So yes, it does affect it. Thundershow55 asks, how big is the bank of words for challenge names? I think there's 5 or 6,000, I believe, and they're mixed and matched randomly, and there's 3 words that are inserted every time. Sometimes they're pretty funny. So I think we calculated there's like 100 million combinations or something like that. All right, so I'm actually gonna start playing the game. Whoa, there's a bug. That's fixed in the full game. So the Hornbreaker Prince, where do we want to put him? We could put him here in this first floor. I'm not gonna do that though, because I want some more time to set him up and kind of power him up. So I'll put him there. We just had some other people die, it looks like, on level 2. BRB House on Fire just joined. I'll send him patrol. Alright. Okay. Oh, so I wasn't even looking because I was looking at the player list, but musical chairs rearranged kind of the order of the floor here. So that's nice. Alright, I'm going to put my Train Steward in front of my champions because I want to protect my champion. I definitely want to kill this Collector, so I'm probably going to Vine Grasp him. And I'm going to play my other Train Steward. The question is where? I'll probably play him up here. Because if I played him down here, he would take 6 damage, and I don't know, I want some more time to set up, so I'll end turn. Aha, so there's the, there's the musical chairs at play throwing people's strategies off, you got to remember what your mutators are. All right, this turn. So I definitely want to kill this guy. I want to kill this guy too, but I'm torn here. I think I'm probably just going to do a Calcified Ember. I just want to get rid of them. And should I Vine Grass somebody? Probably doesn't matter. I actually don't want to pull this guy to the front because I want to kill this guy, so I'm not going to play it. I have my game speed set on Ultra, which means all the animations play out really fast in the game. This is a configurable thing that anybody can set to whatever they want. In fact, there's even a 4th level now in the full game that's even faster than Ultra for anybody who still thinks Ultra is too slow. I'm going to keep it on Ultra because my run is already so slow because I'm talking so much. But if you are a new player to the game, I would recommend playing on like normal or fast. Okay. So now, unfortunately, I drew Battering Ram this turn. That's sad because, as you can see, it says here in the parentheses that it would deal 70 damage to the front enemy in this room. And the reason for that is it's 5 times the armor here. Is 5 times 14 really 70? That doesn't sound... maybe it is. Yeah, it probably is. But if I cast it in this room, where I want to use it to hit this boss, it does 0, because there's no units in this room with armor. So the sad thing for me is I'm not going to have this card next turn when I actually want it. Okay, so I've got some things I can decide here. So Hornbreak, because it has piercing, it ignores armor, as it tells you in the tooltip there. So I could use Hornbreak to kill the Discipled Foot Soldier, which would be good for me. I also want to get rid of these Calcified Embers, but I think it's more important to kill him. That's how I'm feeling right now, because otherwise these guys are going to kill me a lot faster. So this is the mini-boss of the battle. For anyone who doesn't know, mini-bosses have something called Relentless. That's why this particular room is glowing right now. It means they will fight your units, and the enemy will just keep fighting each other continuously until either you are dead or the mini-boss is dead. I have no units in this room, so I'm just going to end turn. And then what happens after that is this boss is going to blow up the floor. So now it's frozen over and no play can take place in here. The other thing that just happened, which if you played you're familiar with, enemies climb after each turn, and this is the pyre. This is that crystal I mentioned previously that we're trying to protect. And so the other enemy, the woman with the axe from heaven, came up here and started attacking my pyre. Thankfully, my pyre can attack back. It deals 20 damage to enemies every turn, and so it was able to kill that unit. However, I took 4 damage. All right. So I'm just looking over here on the sidebar. Mr. Green just completed Battle 2. We've got some people already on Battle 3. Looks like most people here. So we're just going super slow. Our Ratvar is on Battle 4 now. Okay, what are we going to do here? So... okay, like I'm tempted to summon my Train Steward up here. I also really want to get rid of Calcified Ember because they junk up your deck badly. If I do that, I can't do anything else. But I'm going to take that risk and I'm going to do it. Our preview system, which pre-calculates like what's going to happen in the battle, says that we're going to deal 85 damage to this boss, that's pretty good. That's a lot of his health. Okay. So we're only going to deal 5 damage. So if I do nothing, let's see, our pyre does 20. So I don't think, yeah, there's no point to really do any of these damage cards because he's still going to get 2 rounds of combat against the pyre. So I'm taking 8 damage on the pyre right now no matter what, even if I cast these. I could heal my Train Steward, but that would only get him to 8 total life, and that means he's going to die on the 2nd round of combat regardless, so I still would only deal 5 damage. So after doing that kind of extra math in my head, my best move is definitely just use another Calcified Ember right now. So I'm taking this risk early to try to take some upfront damage to get rid of more of these Calcified Embers. All right, and here's our rewards. So this is from #blessed. Normally you don't get a free artifact after every single battle, but with this mutator on we do. So enemies get -1. Great. Attack. Every enemy across the entire game from now on gets -1 attack. All right. Get to choose cards. This is from our primary clan, so Hellhorn. Vent, deal 2x damage to enemy units. Consume, that's an AoE damage, multiplied by your Ember count, which is pretty good. Consume, apply Rage 3. I'm intentionally ignoring Rage right now, so let's just say no. Or Hidden Passage, which ascends a unit. This makes a unit move between floors on the train and can break capacity rules. So if you're not familiar with the game, in each room, only a certain number of units on the player side can be summoned in. There's both like capacity rules, like actually right above my head in the stream, these are the capacity kind of pips that are on unit cards. I can bring up my deck and show them. So here it is on our champion. He's got 2 above his head. And so by default, all your rooms have 5 capacity. So you can only summon up to 5. However, with Hidden Passage, you can break that rule by pushing units up the train into a different room and kind of overloading the capacity. This is a very powerful card. We just nerfed it, actually, in the public beta. It's had been nerfed in the full game a while ago. Its Ember cost increased from 0 to 1. It's still good. Let's go for it, because I think it also shows off one of the cool features of Monster Train, which is this kind of positional room-based combat. All right, and from our allied clan, the Awoken, we've got Pyre Shards, we've got Wildwood Sap, and we've got Engraft. We can add spikes to someone, that's okay, but it's hard to make work with musical chairs. Musical chairs keeps moving our units around, so like you want to put spikes on the front unit in a room because that's who the enemies attack usually. Regen is a way to gain health back, which is nice, but if we have like a lot of armor, like if we're able to really execute on an armor-based strategy, it's kind of pointless because the armor is essentially your health, and regen only heals your health points, not your armor. And Engraft, restore 1 health, draw 1, gain 1. It's kind of like a little cycling card, and but you can upgrade it later, which can make it more mana efficient. Like if you get it to cost 0, then it's like a free card draw, free extra card draw. So I'm going to go for Engraft. And because we took the trial, we get to choose another reward. We get to pick a unit. So we've got 3 options here. We've got the Steelworker, who is a Hellhorn unit. You can tell it's Hellhorn both kind of thematically based on how it looks, and also because it's got a red fiery border. And the Vine Mother's got kind of a viney, nature-y border, so that's part of the Awoken clan. All right, so Steelworker, every turn gains 5 armor. Okay, if we're building towards an armor strat, he's a good unit to have. Vine Mother, every turn gives you a Sting spell to your hand, and Sting deals 5 damage to the front enemy unit, so it's a direct damage spell. It's not bad, and there's a bunch of artifacts that boost Stings. We're going to be getting a lot of artifacts from #Blessed, so it could be good to gamble on it. It's also like a good blocker, frontline blocker. And then finally, Demon Fiend 3030, caught 3 capacity units, cost 4 Ember. We don't even have 4 Ember, so we'd have no way to cast this until later, where you can get more Ember. So, I don't know. Because we have Battering Ram, let's just go all in on an armor strategy. I'm like tempted to gamble on Vine Mother too with #Blessed, but let's just go with Steelworker. Keep it simple. All right. So at every kind of ring of hell, we are in the Cliffs of the Fallen Souls. We can choose if we want to go left or right. In the full game, we've made this a lot clearer. The whole track kind of lights up. It looks really cool. Look forward to see that. So we can choose on the right-hand side, we've got a Merchant of Steel. You can upgrade our units, and we've got coins. On the left side, Merchant of Magic, upgrade our magic, and we can get another unit from the Hellhorn clan. So what do I want to do? Like, if I was going to upgrade a spell right now, I might want to reduce the Ember cost of either Battering Ram, Engraft, or Hidden Passage, I think, which is tempting, and another unit would be nice. I could upgrade my Steelworker if I went this way and get some more gold, but I'm going to go left. Let's see. Okay, so we got Alpha Fiend and Branded Warrior. So I'm, again, just still intentionally avoiding Rage because of the final boss. So I'll go with the Alpha Fiend, who gains 3 attack every time he attacks. 10/20 base stats, 3 capacity, cost 2 Ember. Let's go for him. And let's go to the Merchant of Magic. All right. Upgrade a spell to gain double stack. Let's see, we have nothing eligible for that upgrade, so that's always sad. In the full game, we added a feature where you can actually re-roll. You can pay gold to regenerate the rewards. It's something I might consider doing in this context, if that feature was here in the public beta. It's just a way so that you can get more, you can see more options if you want to see them at the cost of gold. We can upgrade a spell to have 4 more magic power, or we can upgrade a spell to have 10 more magic power and cost 1 more ember. So magic power affects both healing and direct damage. Maybe we should put it on Vine Grasp? I don't know. It's also tempting to give either Hornbreak or Vine Grasp magic power. I'm going to give it to Hornbreak because it has piercing, so I'm going to add some additional magic power to that. And I think I might purge something. So I could pay to purge a Calcified Ember for 25 gold. However, I can also purge those by casting them, so I'm going to gamble on the fact that I can just keep casting them. I'm actually going to purge a Train Steward because we just got 2 other units, and I'll leave it there for now and save some gold for the future. Ratvar is on battle 5 now, so the furthest person along. We'll see if somebody ends up defeating Seraph here. Alright, Aggressive Amulet. Non-boss enemy units get +4 attack for another unit banner. I actually, you know, it gives you points, so if you want to get the most points, this is a leaderboard-based mode, unless you die, you want to be taking the trial every time. However, I kind of feel like right now in my deck, like I don't need any more units. I've got 2 good Hellhorn units right now. If I take the trial, there's a risk I might die. Somebody else died on level 2 already, we saw. This is one of the enchanters. Let's see what it does. Okay, this is the Haste Enchanter, which I read the kind of lore, which gives you a hint. Also in the full game, you can hover your mouse over the enemies, and this is called the battle intro screen, and you can see more information about what they do. So, yeah, these ones will move more quickly into my pyre, which is threatening if I can't kill them. I'm not going to take the trial. I'm going to chicken out on that one. Well, I did forget that I had Winged Indulgence, so that's nice. It brought the attack down here. Okay, so... Oh, okay. I was like, why don't these guys have Rage? Normally the clergymen enter with Rage. I can't remember any of my artifacts. I gotta pay more attention. We've got Cleansing Water, which burned Rage off of them. So now I'm actually regretting. Like, given these 2 artifacts, I should have taken that trial. Okay, so I'm gonna play my champion. None of these guys do any damage, so they're not very threatening. I'm gonna play my champion. I really do want to play the Steelworker, but I also want to get rid of more Calcified Embers, so I'm actually just gonna take the hit in the face on this. And I'm gonna hope that Cleansing Water does a good job on the next turn to wipe off some more damage here. Okay, it got 1 guy. So, luckily we did draw another unit. So as badly as I want to, well, I don't know, maybe I'll just take the damage. Again, I'll take 8, but then when I get a kill, my Slay trigger will give me 5 more. So maybe I should just take the damage. I know. Well, I'm definitely going to Vine Grasp the Collector to get the gold, so let's just get that out of the way. Yeah. I'll just... Let's see. Yeah, I'll play my Alpha Fiend here. They're going to rearrange. I'll kill one of these 2 guys. So I didn't get rid of my Calcified Ember, but I think that was okay. And these guys do no damage, so they can all just get blasted by the pyre. Again! I keep drawing Battering Ram before the boss shows up. There's always a rest wave before the boss comes, so unfortunately we can't do anything there. Let's draw a card and see if we get anything useful. Nope. So... might as well play the Train Steward. I'll play him up there, just in case the boss makes it with haste up there. Alright, well, we can get rid of that unit. So, healing is pointless. Both of my units are full health. Should probably get rid of these cards soon. And we're going to deal 153 damage, so that looks good. So, looks like we're going to win. That big guy's gaining attack every time he punches. Okay, so I think this guy's probably dead, so I'm just going to burn off one of these cards. Seems like a chance. Yep, he's looking dead. So I'll Hornbreak him, make sure. He's definitely dead. Alright, Zkaz asks, is there randomness to how many waves there are per battle? No. So, however, in the full game, there are many more different battles, and there's a bunch of new bosses, so that part is randomized. Like, what battles you see on a run is randomized, and each battle has a different number of waves, but like within the battle itself, like me and you will see the same number of waves and so on. So I think ultimately the answer to your question is like it kind of feels that way experientially because there's so many different battles in total. Like I said, there's a bunch more new ones in the full game, so yeah. However, like in terms of how the game is constructed, no, one battle is like a defined kind of thing because we want to tune it to make it not too hard, not too easy, and kind of really try to dial that in for what ring of hell it's at. All right, so let's see what we got. We got Sap Tap the first time. Each turn, a friendly unit is healed. Draw 1. Nice little card draw combo. We aren't healing much, but still, it could be nice to have a free way to heal. Also, it will mean Engraft will draw 2 cards when it's cast, which is nice. All right, Vent and Rage Serum we were offered last time. I won't go over it. The other one is Molting Imp. Summon, deal 10 damage to a random enemy unit. I'm going to go for it. I like the Imps. They're cool. All right, Restoration Detonation. It's another healing card from the Awoken clan. I am ignoring healing for the most part. Not going to pick it. Ensnare. Apply Rooted to an enemy unit and draw 1. Rooted means they can't climb, and drawing 1 card is nice. And Steel Enhancer gives a unit +3/+3. +3 attack, +3 life. Which is great. I think I'm going to take Steel Enhancer. Thundershow55 asks, in the full game, is it still Daedalus, Feld, and Seraph, but with their variants? The answer to that is yes. So all the new bosses are for the non-flying boss levels. So there's something like 8 new bosses, I think, for levels 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. I think that's right. If I'm wrong, then you know what I mean. All right, in the Bogworm's Remains, we get to choose. Are we going to go left or right? We're going to go left or right. Show my thinking emoji. We get an artifact, and we can dupe a card. I mean, getting artifacts is always nice, but we are getting a free one after every battle already. So I think this question is more, is there any card I want to duplicate right now? Duplicating Battering Ram, I would be slightly sad to duplicate that now, because we haven't upgraded it at all from a merchant, but I would like to draw that card more frequently. As you've seen me say, I've had multiple places where I've wanted to use it. Or we could get some health and go to the unit merchant, and we can go to the Concealed Caverns regardless of which direction we go, which is kind of like a event where we might get something special. So, you know what? Like, I feel like the safe way would be to go this way, heal up, upgrade one of my units. I'm going to YOLO and go on the right side. Let's see what artifacts we can choose from. 50% chance to apply Daze when an enemy unit enters your train. That's great for, like, beating down enemy units in the first floor. Or when a Consume card is played, restore 5 Pyre health. Do we have any Consume cards? I don't think we do right now, but we could theoretically get some later, which could help top off our Pyre, but let's go for Concussive Coals. And duplicating a card, I'm going to duplicate Battering Ram now. I don't know. Duplicating Hornbreak would be nice too, again. Steel Enhancer's really good. I'm going to go for Battering Ram, just like, it's a little sad because it's not upgraded yet, but there's been multiple cases where I could have cast it when I wanted to. And actually, I should have gone to the Concealed Caverns before I went to the other ones. Because perhaps the outcome of this would have made me want to make different decisions, but, you know, it's up to you to decide what order you want to visit the rewards. Alright, here, I'll put on my story voice. The train jerks to a halt to avoid the chaos portal that spontaneously appeared. The whirling pit tears apart everything around it, sucking in anything that gets too close. Do you throw something in? Purge a card, gain a card. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that, so I can just throw away a Calcified Ember, which I still might not do. And the reason why I say that is because I can still purge them just by casting them. And I'm getting pretty low on them anyways. So I purge a card, gain a card. What would I get rid of? Healing, probably? Or a Train Steward? Probably get rid of, like, Restore. Restore's doing nothing for me right now. I'm gonna get rid of a Restore. Let's see what we get. As if satisfied by your offering, the Chaos Portal reverses its pull, spewing out debris from all over Hell. Through the mess, you can clearly see the realms of both the Hellhorned and the Awoken. A brief opening allows you to reach for one. Which do you grab? Do we want to get a rare Hellhorn card or a rare Awoken card? I think our strategy is leaning more towards Hellhorn, so I will choose a rare Hellhorn card. And we got Dark Deal. Deal 5 damage, cost 0. It's great, and it applies Rage 8. Like I said before, I was kind of ignoring Rage, but hey, you know, I'll take it. So Dark Deal is a pretty interesting card because it's got dual use. It can both deal damage to an enemy and kill it, and it can be cast on your own units. Yes, it does deal damage to them, but it also strengthens them with that Rage 8. And I happen to know from looking at our data collection about gameplay data that this is actually the card with the highest win rate in the entire game right now in the public beta. So clearly it's a good one. However, Seraph the Chaste does counter it with his cleanse effect. But we'll see how it works for us. Alright. I'm not going to read that one because I want to move forward. It looks like... Huh? Okay, we've got... Oh! Ratavar is going angry. He's on the final boss now. There's 8 rings of hell you fight. The 9th ring is where you restore hell. So I'd say it looks like it's going well for him. I don't know exactly what he's doing, or he or she, but they're moving forward. So we're still lagging here in the back because it takes so long to explain what I'm doing. All right. Because I have other stuff that I have to do today, I'm actually going to start to speed up my play and talk less. So I'll try to talk some still, but I'm going to start moving faster. All right. Here we go. I'm going to get rid of that. We've got the Explosive Sigil, so when enemy units die, they deal 2 damage to the front unit, which kind of sucks, but... Alright, let's start building a armor strategy here. Let's see. I'll just chump block this guy. I'm just gonna start hitting the boss here. Yeah, that Concussive Coals is triggering a lot. I'm glad we took that so far. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of it. So now we're totally out of those cards. Do I want a Dark Deal? Yeah, using Dark Deal is only going to reduce my armor, which I do want to build armor for Battering Ram, but it's also tempting to take it to increase my damage output. Yeah, I think I will. So, yep, now he's dead. Ah, my Pyre's taking damage from those guys dying. I was kind of ignoring them because they had no attack anyways, so I was like, eh, who cares? But because of this sin, the Explosive Sigil, I am still taking 2 damage from that. Alright, so I finally got a Battering Ram. I can deal 105 damage for 3 Ember, which is a lot, but complete overkill, so we actually don't need to do that. Let's just kill some of these guys. Let's see. What do we want to do? We're going to kill 2 of them just via attacks. So, let's kill that one. Let's get rid of this guy so that my Pyre doesn't take 2 damage. I'll get rid of it. Alright, there we go. So we finally got our Battering Ram there. I am tempted to Steel Enhance my Hornbreaker though. But let's just Battering Ram for fun. Ah, feels good, man, to do the big damage. I'm probably gonna both Dark Deal and Steel Enhance my Hornbreaker here, so... Okay, that looks good. We are not gonna kill the boss though, so... I don't think... I don't think that is gonna do anything for us. Nope, so let's just torch him. So he is not gonna die, but we're gonna deal a lot of damage. So now I'm sad because Battering Ram's not going to do anything, but he's dead. Alright, GG Daedalus. What do we get? 100 gold. Regen, Bloating Fungus Artifact. Maybe I don't care. I'm not going for regen at all. I'm going to take the 20 gold. I'm going to skip it. Choose an artifact. Do we want more Ember, more card draw, or more space on our floors? I'm going to take card draw. I personally right now I kind of want Ember, but I'm going to take card draw. Part of the reason why I'm taking it is we've had some people complain that it's like underpowered in comparison to the other two. It's actually got a really high win rate if you go all in on card draw, so I'm going for that. Choose our next card. All right, we've got Awoken. These are rare cards. Awoken's Rail Spike. Consume, draw X cards, so it consumes all your Ember, X Ember. Enhance all of them with -2 Ember. Don't care about that. Well, I don't know. It's actually not bad. If it hits like Battering Ram or something like that. But let's not assume it will. Alloy of the Ancients. Consume, apply 20 armor. Very good for our armor strategy. Last Stand. This was just nerfed to add Consume. It was just too damn good. It's an AoE Rage Doubler, which is great for 3 Ember. But we also have the Cleanse Seraph, which clears Rage off, so I'm going to go for Alloy. Choose a unit from both clans. So Animus of Will has Quick, attacks first, 15 damage, it's pretty good. Horned Warrior, 24. We might have a hard time keeping him alive because we don't have any way to give him armor right now. Or another armor guy with a strike effect, push the attack unit to the back. I'm just going to go all in on demons and armor, so let's go for that. There's an artifact that I really hope we get called Gurg's Goad, which gives all demon units multi-strike. We got one demon here. We got another demon there. We got another demon there, so that would be really good for us. All right. What do I want to do here? 275 gold. Do I need more units? No. I really want to pull Consume off of Alloy of the Ancients, though, so I could gamble on that. Purging cards out of my deck. Might be good. I mean, Train Stewards aren't doing much for me at this point. Restore's doing almost nothing for me at this point. Really want to get Consume off that spell, though. That's really what that choice comes down to, is gambling that I'm going to get it. Let's see, what comes next? Alright, I'm going to gamble on it. Let's see if this was a fool's errand. Did not get it. So I can give a spell Permafrost, which means it gets the frozen status and stays in your hand the entire time, which could be good for Battering Ram. So it just sits there and it's ready to combo whenever I need it. Could be good for Hidden Passage. I'll put it on Battering Ram. One of my Battering Rams. Upgrade a spell to cost -1. It'll put that on the same one. So I have a 2-cost Battering Ram ready to go whenever I need it. Let's go for that. Oh, he won! Ratvar defeated Seraph with a score of 40,000. Nice, so we know that that's a target we have to win. So I'll give him a thumbs up for that too. Do we want to give something more damage? We could give our other Hornbreak more damage? Yeah, what the hell, might as well. Alright. Got a unit. Rage adds +2 attack per stack, which is usually great if you're going for Rage. But we're really not. I'm going to just take another Steelworker. Why not? Might get too many. Alright, I'm going to purge. I think I'm going to pay 50 gold to get rid of a Train Steward. Alright. Got too many units now. -1 Ember per turn for a random artifact. Again, like, I don't want to take it, but I know somebody beats Seraph, so I feel, like, compelled to take it because I want to get, you know, some additional points, basically. All right, Zkaz asks, does the full game have more of this amazing music? First of all, thank you for the compliment. Our composer, Jordan Shin, did an awesome job. The answer is yes, there will be some more music. Not a ton more, but there will be more. And some of it is a surprise, so I'm not going to say more right now. All right, I'm going to take the trial. Against my better judgment. -1 Ember per turn is going to be brutal. Yep, that's all we can do. And we're not going to be able to kill this guy, and he's going to keep getting more powered up, which is bad. Hopefully we can deal with that. Oh, no, wait. This looks like a bug. Why doesn't this guy have 3 attack? He's got a trigger. Alright, dev team, this looks like this is bugged. Why, or I'm wrong, but I don't see why this guy doesn't have 3 attack right now. Alright, well, I'm definitely gonna play my units right now, just to try to start bolstering my kind of unit strategy here. Yeah, so this guy's got 4, and he's got 4 now, so for some reason his trigger didn't happen, his resolve trigger, so something was bugged there. Alright, we got our Battering Ram, we could use it and kill that guy, which we maybe should, to get him out of the way. because we don't want these guys to keep climbing and getting more powerful. Or we could definitely kill this guy before he climbs. We should probably do that. All right, so he's dead. I'll just throw that guy away just to get some damage. Just top him off. Oh, we got a Vine Grass. That's great. So now we pulled him to the front. We can kill him. Chat says dazed is the reason that he didn't have his resolve trigger. I think you are correct. Not a bug. See? Shows you how well I know my own game. Alright. What do we want to do here? Okay, we can again Vine Grass one of these guys to the front. I'm probably gonna Dark Deal somebody here. Probably my champion. I want to heal anybody. Yeah, we'll just top him off. Still saving this battering ram. I might as well save that for when the boss comes out at this point. What do we want to do here? Trying to keep these guys with high attack out of my pyre. Damn musical chairs brought my champion forward. I don't want that. Nice that the boss came in dazed. Okay. I feel like I should battering ram. So the question to me is, do I want to also Dark Deal or not? Damn, I wish I had a Vine Grass for this guy too. I could Hidden Passage the Clip Defender to get him out of the way, but it's probably not the play because I probably want that extra 80 here because my units are going to die here. So unless Dark Deal does more work than I think it will. I think it's better to do this. I think. Don't know. Nope, no effects. So 284 damage. Here we go. We are going to take some pyre damage here. It's going to be painful. Oh, nice, though. So we can put a ton of armor on these guys. Yeah, I'm definitely just going to do that. That's nice. Alright. I think we got it. Hey, there's 170 damage battering ram. Definitely got it. Thank you, battering ram. Alright. Conserve Ember between turns. That sounds like that could be handy. We got 2 artifacts because I took the trial. When you summon a second unit, gain 2 Ember. Sure, why not? We're conserving between turns as well. That means we can now get enough Ember in a single turn to cast Inferno. However, also tempted to take Branding Right, Piercing, deal 5 damage, apply armor 15. Because I want more armor. I'm going to keep sticking with the armor strategy. Take Restoring Retreat, moves enemies or units on either side down. I don't care about healing much this game. I'll gamble and take Restoring Retreat. I almost didn't want to take it because I don't want my deck to be too big, but we'll see. Alright, I might go left now. What would I duplicate, though? I really want to upgrade something before I start duplicating. But I kind of want health and I want to purge, too. Alright, I'm just going to go for it. Let's see. I think my purge choices are more obvious. We definitely don't need a Train Steward. Probably have too many torches at this point, too, I think. Let's upgrade our champion. Let's stick on the armor path. Duplicating Alloy of the Ancients is not bad. I wish it didn't have Consume. I don't... Like, I think we might be overkill on Battering Ram if we duplicate that again. Steel Enhancer is just a great card. Kind of do want more of those. Want to cast that more often. But I'm going to stick with armor. Let's do it. Aggressive Amulet. Non-boss enemy units get +6 for 100 coins. +6 attack. Can we deal with that? These guys have high health already, which means it's going to be efficient for them to have that. Sure, let's take it. I gotta end this run anyway soon, so I'm just gonna have to start going YOLO. Alright. Okay, I really want this to hit the front guy. It did. So we can now kill him with that. Alright, trying to play faster here. I'm sure someone in chat will tell me all the things I'm misplaying right now. Painful. Hopefully we'll get our Battering Ram. Ah, not the one I wanted. Well, hopefully we'll draw it next turn. Steel Enhance him up. Alright, just gonna save my Ember. No! Why did it pull my champion to the front? Our game! Oh man, I can't heal either. I really wanted to draw. Really wanted to draw into my Battering Ram. Can I draw somehow? Nope. I can throw armor on him, which is probably the right thing to do. Looks like it was. Push this guy up. So there's my first usage of Hidden Passage to try to get these guys kind of bulked up here. Oh, that was not good, to put it lightly. Alright, is there any way I can get more armor up here? Not really, so I think we'll just end the turn. Can I get armor this turn? No, still good, 50 damage. Alright, kill him with Dark Deal. There we go, in style. Rage adds additional attack. Alright. Do I want any of these? I think no. I'm going to start skipping cards because my deck's getting too big. Regen and Spikes. Not great. I'm going to take Invigorating Solution. Draw 3 cards. Card draw is always good. Got a lot of gold. I need health. I'm going this way. Find these. We don't heal much, so that one's kind of pointless. Skip it. Now, because we have so many artifacts, I'm like regretting not going harder on Rage, even though the final boss can cleanse it. It's like, we've got all the Rage enabler artifacts. Yeah, these guys are going to be super annoying. Oh, well, good that Daze made it so they didn't do their trigger. Maybe we should put that in Resolve. But they are going to start summoning in some garbage cards for me right now, which I don't want. I'm still just trying to armor up my champion, keep him alive as best as possible. Alright. Good, we've got our battering ram, 450 damage showing right now. I wish Fel, who's the flying outer boss here, was in this room. We could cast this one. Does that make sense to do? Probably not. Very total overkill. I can double Vine Grasp that guy, killing him. Kind of pointless though, because I might want to get the Slay trigger. Might just throw the damage on her. That's probably it, actually. Not who I wanted that to hit. I'll just save it. I was hoping that the Molting Imp would have hit the Junk Mage. I could kill that guy if I played with Hidden Passage, but can I do anything tricky here? If I have Hidden Passage, can I like combo into killing the entire room? I don't think so, because this guy's in my way. I really want to play this against the boss, so let's just wait. Oh, well, that was good. Yeah, it's hard to keep it in your head when you start getting so many artifacts, so many mechanics in play simultaneously. That looks like that was the wrong decision there. I forgot about the strike pushback. So we totally overkilled that summoner, but we really should have dealt more damage to the other guy. It's more efficient to do that. Should I kill this guy? No. I'm just gonna save my Ember. We're gonna take a little bit of higher damage here, but I just want to make sure that nothing goes wrong. It looks like we're gonna be able to one-shot Fel here though with battering ram. Yep. Goodbye. And that's one of them that I wanted. Railhammer, +4 armor each turn. Somebody else? Fugent just defeated Seraph with 37,000 points. All right, I'm taking card draw again. Let's keep drawing those cards. Probably not the best decision, but I just want to prove it's possible. Should we get another Alloy of the Ancients? Why not? We got so much card draw. Alright, I have to shut the stream down in 5 minutes, so I'm gonna try to go as fast as I possibly can. Do we want even more artifacts? Probably not. We're finally gonna go this way. Create a unit to cost -1. Don't care. 15 more health. Probably most efficient on the Alpha Fiend. Endless. Probably best on the Imp. Let's go. Do we want another artifact for +8 attack damage? Probably not. Too risky for me. I want to win, although I may have to win outside the context of the stream. Alright. 130 life. Oh, who designed this? Actually, playing this guy is a little dangerous because, yeah, I'm actually going to play him there because he's going to be pulled. Oh, I should have probably restoring retreated that guy into the bottom room already. Well, there we go. I may be misplaying this. I'm just really trying to rush now. Oh, lovely. He didn't go away because he, Alright. Let's try to draw cards. I can kill him with Dark Deal if I don't want to cast Dark Deal on one of my other guys, but I should probably start building up for the boss, so... Just gonna let myself take some fire damage. Here we go. Do. Pull him forward. Just get rid of him. This guy's gonna play Ember Drain, which I really don't want to have on any of my units. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna let this guy go because of that. There's no penalty for getting Ember Drain on that Imp because he dies. Alright. So our resting turn. I'm gonna put another Dark Deal on him. I'm gonna draw cards. Nice, I got Restoring Retreat, which is what I was looking for. I'm gonna pull him down. And I'm gonna Steel Enhance my champion again, most likely. There we go. Alright, this is looking great. We've got a huge amount of armor. This can big kill, dead. So Permafrost actually did turn out to be quite handy for that card. Start a turn, add a Sting spell to your hand. Do I actually want that? They start to junk up over long play sessions. They can junk up, and I've got none of the other enabling artifacts that make Stings better, so I'm actually going to pass on that. Ooh, One Horn's Tome is great. Multi-strike is awesome. I don't have 4 Ember per turn, but hey, good job. But I do have the Unbroken Horn, so... Impish Scholar is kind of nice too, can bring back some of these consume cards. I'm going to take the Tome, just as a gamble that I'll be able to cast it at some point. Pyro combos it, enhance it to cost 0, let's try it. Alright, well, sadly, you get to see my decision-making process there. I do have to end the stream here because I have another meeting that I have to go to. That's what it's like to be running a game company, I guess. So I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you all enjoy playing Monster Train. Please come join us in the public beta. Again, themonstertrain.com where you can sign up, or discord.gg/monstertrain. Hopefully somebody in chat can post some of these links. I will come back and finish this run later so that I can see how well I do. For now, you can continue the run later, so there's nothing bad about going back. Let's just go take a look at what the leaderboard is. Let's see, 5 people have submitted runs so far. Ratvar and Kaurel. I don't know why I'm rolling all my R's, just for fun. They both defeated Seraph. So had I finished my run, I would be able to click this magnifying glass and I'd be able to see all the decisions that they made, which is fun. I like to do that, especially in custom runs or when you're playing with friends. But I can't do that yet until I finish my run because we kind of see it as cheating. It's like you could see their information before you have faced those same decisions because it would give you a hint as to what those decisions are. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Hope you all have a great day. I'll finish this later. I'll see how I ultimately do against everybody else. Movie Fourth Enzyme is the name of this challenge. So if you'd like to play it, you can type that into this box and hit that button, and you'll be able to move forward. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Have a great day, and see you next time.